It was so nice we did it twice.
Yeah.
Wilson, 2 weekends in a row. I mean, why bring it back to Wilson a second weekend, knowing the rabid basketball community you have there?
Because it's home. It's literally home. This is something that I've wanted to do ever since I started doing events, and it finally happened. To be able to play, to have an event in the gym that I played in, is just, I mean, that's just a dream come true for me. So,
and that gym is Hunt High School in Wilson. The Hoop State 252 tip-off will be going down November 22nd and 23rd at Hunt High School in Wilson, North Carolina. Friday, a little homecoming for Mr. Best. Word of God National taking on Freedom Christian. 5:30, Wayne Country Day versus Harrells Christian Academy. 7 o'clock, Greenfield School will be playing Trinity Christian. And at 8:30, Hunt High School is taking on our boys from the Outer Banks, First Flight High School.
Yes.
Moving on to Saturday, we have Beddingfield High School taking on Southern Wake Academy. At 4:30, we have Greenfield School taking on Berean Baptist. At 6 o'clock, we have Wilson Prep Academy taking on First Flight High School. And at 7:30, Hunt High School will be taking on Southview. Simmons, I'll start with you. Teams, names, players, what grabs your attention when we start here?
Berean Baptist. Justin Caldwell, Josiah Sanders. I mean, I can't think of in the past 3 or 4 years, I need y'all to help me out. When have we had a duo with this type of size and versatility and dominance, right? Because both of these young men have been dominating since they came on the scene as 9th graders.
Couldn't agree.
And then now as 11th graders, you know what I'm saying? They on the same team.
They're filling out.
Spooky. Like, you already think about the rebound margin being plus 20.
Right.
Justin Caldwell is he's the best as far as like posting.
He's probably the best bruiser we have in the state.
Yes, and as far as posting up, getting a seal, he's top 5 in the country.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then with Josiah and just his versatility, it's crazy. I'm really excited to see that.
I got one more name for you too, Josiah Johnson. Making the move over from Fayetteville Academy. He was, at times in June, their best player.
He's there too.
And he's shooting the blank out of the ball, Simmons. He looks like a legitimate mid-major type kid on the wing as a catch-and-shoot 3-and-D type to play off of those two. You know, we still have, the jury's still out on the rest of the lineup. I know they have a lot of other size. Coach Strong's going to figure it out, and they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to be really, really good. And I love that you brought them up first, because that trio is it might be the most underrated, because a lot of people think about, obviously, Caldwell and Sanders. They're both nationally ranked. Josiah Johnson is really freaking good.
He is.
And that trio might be the most underrated trio we have in the state.
No, absolutely. And I think, you know, Coach Strong did a great job of putting that roster together. You know, those 3 guys. They have a young boy over there, Jeremiah Harper. He's class of 2028. He just transferred there.
Oh, really?
Big time guard. Like, he has.
That's what they needed, because I didn't see him in June.
Yes, he just transferred over, so he has a chance to be like that next Division I guard out of Fayetteville and that next wave, that next crop. But no, Berean's gonna be a tough team. I'm looking forward to seeing those guys as well too. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's 2 teams in this event I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm really looking forward to seeing Southern Wake and Wilson Prep. The reason being is because these are probably the 2 prohibited favorites.
It's a crash course.
A crash course in 1A East. They both lost a lot. You know, losing Crudup for Southern Wake. They did pick up Ira Wilson. That's a big pickup for them, and they returned a lot of their core as well. Then Wilson Prep lost their entire starting 5, but they have guys like Elijah Newsom, Keontae Barron, Donovan Dickens. Those guys are kind of ready to step up. Those are guys that were in the reserve role last year, and they're ready to step up. And one thing I'd say, man, it's hard to bet against an Anthony Atkinson coach team. Coach Q at Southern Wake as well too. Really good level, high level coach. So I think those are 2 teams I'm really looking forward to seeing early on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I think for Wilson Prep in particular, like it's sustained success now. It's not. There isn't no, we want 2-3 years.
The standard has been set.
The standard has been set.
Yes.
And I don't know if there's there's definitely not a 1A public team in the state. I don't know if there's another public school team in the state that the reinforcements are just always ready.
Yep.
And
I get what you're saying with that.
You know what I mean? Like, the next guys, like, there may be a little bit of a drop off that first year that they step up, but it ain't much. And then that second year that they're all going, look out. They're going to get a ring. All right, and looking at some of the games that Wilson Prep's going to be playing in this event, they play First Flight. Our guy Chad Williams and Coach Anthony Atkinson has built the sustained success at Wilson Prep. The reinforcements are always ready. There's very limited drop off when that new crop kind of comes in. How do you see this sideline battle going down between those 2 guys? And obviously, young Dobie can still really play, and they're going to have a good team as well.
So I'm going to start with our guy, Coach Chad, first. You know, when he looks at his season, he has certain games marked on his calendar. And the thing you know about Coach Chad is he's going to have a strategy.
Yes.
From the first quarter to the 4th quarter. And a lot of times, it's going to be about speeding you up and scoring a ton of points, right? Like, We've had both the Dobie brothers. This one's a real bucket, right? It's his senior campaign. I don't know what to expect from him, but I think he's gonna try to get 30 to 40, right? Because it's like for Coach Chad,
And above the rim now, too.
right? Like he always wants to make a deep playoff run, and he always tests his guys early, right? And then going back to, like, we talk about Wilson Prep, right, and their sustained success. I think the beauty of it is right, because they've been to the state championship game so much, the guys that's in a reserve role get a chance to be in that game, but their number may not be called just yet. So they get like a taste,
see it.
right? It may be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes here. They may get a sub. Then they see their guys get a ring. They see guys develop. So when you from the 252 and you're like all those kids are hungry, you're chomping at the bits for your turn.
Yes.
And honestly and truly, Wilson Prep, their home games are so special that as a high school kid, if I played there, I just couldn't wait for my opportunity to hit a three and those fans cheer for me, right? And so now, right, you got those guys where it's their turn. You already know before basketball season, every game you have is going to be sold out, right? So now you're working towards the fact that, like, you can be in practice and look at the bleachers when it's empty and imagine it being sold out and it's rocking in there.
And guess what? They just added another row of bleachers in there, so they're going to put 400 or 500 more.
Upgrades at Wilson Prep.
Yeah, they're going to add 400 or 500 more fans in there, so it's really going to be crazy in there.
Listen, the home court advantage there. The only place I say would have a better home court advantage in the state of North Carolina is Duke University. It's crazy. Like, this just
It's a madhouse in there.
It's a madhouse.
Hard to win in the jungle, man. That's what they say. So
I mean, for me, that's what it is, and I think this is going to be a big time matchup, especially with it being in the 2-5, because First Flight fans travel, and we know Wilson Prep fans going to travel.
Absolutely. Trevor Best coming back home.
Absolutely.
Word of God, in that opening game, I don't know if there's a more exciting player from a guard perspective. Like, he's going to fly above the rim. He's going to produce at a very high level. He's playing really good basketball right now. He's got Jordan Vick with him, just committed to Jacksonville State.
Who's from down the road right there, Southern Nashville.
I was about to say, he's not from Wilson, but he ain't from too far.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So it's a big deal to have those guys back. Rod, for you getting those guys back home, what do you think it means to them to have the chance, and what do you expect out of those two guys getting this homecoming opportunity to kind of start their year?
So I'm super excited for Trevor to come, because Trevor's going to bring a crowd for one. But Trevor is, like you said, one of the more exciting players in the state of North Carolina. But for me, it's about the city of Wilson getting all these guys, these teams in it, getting the word of God with Trevor, having Wilson Prep and Greenfield. This is the first time Wilson Prep and Greenfield ever played a high school game in Hunter High School. Having Beddingfield in an event. So these are monumental things that we're doing, getting all these teams here.
This is years in the making for you two. You've been trying to do this since the first time we went to Wilson.
Absolutely.
And it's finally coming to fruition for you. And to have this kind of field at this event just makes the most sense.
No, 100%, man. And I want these kids to see that when they come to these games, I want them to see a Trevor. I want them to see a Kobe, and look at those guys and say, I can be what they be, because they've gone, they've got high major offers. Kobe's ranked in the country, things like that. So they're still laying the foundation for these kids. So for me, man, that's what I'm most proud of, the fact that I almost got every Wilson County school participating in the event. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely. That about wraps up. You have any final thoughts on this event?
Nah, it's gonna smack.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hoop State 252 tip-off November 22nd and 23rd at Hunt High School in Wilson.